All right, everybody. Welcome to Chapter 1, Lesson 3, where we talk about body. And accordingly, I have worn a tank top here, like I'm hitting the gym, because that's what we're going to be talking about. But don't get to thinking that I'm not focused on politics all the time. Look at this Hillary tank. Yeah, it's no big secret. Yeah, you guys know by now. Pretty big fan of Hillary over here. Anyway, so I like to, let's just keep it fun here, keep it casual. So that's the point of the tank top. But next week, back to the oh so formal polo shirt. So we'll look forward to that. Okay, so let's dive in here. So we're talking about body, and continuing on with chapter 1 here, and we're still in this like self-help phase here of the course, and rounding it out, we'll talk about body, and in this lesson, we'll talk about specifically exercise and nutrition. Those are the two big pieces. And I'll go through here pretty quickly, just give my high level best practices, what are the top couple of things that you can do to make the biggest change in your body and your physical health so that you can deliver on your campaign. That's really the whole point here. It's the only reason I'm talking about this, and I promise, guys, I wouldn't be talking about this if I didn't think it was important to your campaign. So let's dive in. So just want to take a second to talk about benefits of exercise. Now, most people, when they hear about exercise, it's always in the context of weight management, of losing weight. Oh, I need to lose a few pounds, but I just don't feel like hitting the gym. Or oh, I'm feeling pretty fat. I guess I better get back to the gym. That's a part of it. Weight management is a part of exercise, but there is so much more to it. So much more to it. So I'm just going to talk about some of the benefits here. So in addition to weight management, it combats tons of different diseases. There's heart disease, types of cancer, diabetes, all sorts of diseases that are combated by regular exercise. All types of different exercise, just regular exercise can actually prevent and probably in some situations treat many different diseases. It also improves your mood. Tons of studies about this. Regular exercise improves your outlook on life, improves your mood, and it's observed that the chemistry in your brain actually changes. Hormones in your body change when you exercise regularly, and it has a tangible impact on how you're thinking and feeling. Makes you sleep better. Maybe it's just getting worn out from the workout or chemical changes in your brain and your body, but you sleep better when you exercise regularly. Once again, tons of studies that back this up. This isn't just hearsay. And as I said before, the reason we're talking about this is it is for your campaign. You're going to need to have a good mood. You're going to need to sleep well. If you have any lingering diseases, you need that longevity and that health in your body. So this is all about your campaign. So in addition to the stuff that I have listed here on the page, there's also tons of other benefits. Mainly, did you know that the gym is somewhere where you can meet hot people? Yeah. For you single folks out there, we don't need any more Anthony Wieners. Single folks, you can meet hot people at the gym. I'm married, so I don't meet any hot people at the gym. Second, the gym can make you look better. Weight management, muscle tone, you can look better from working out at the gym. So all this to say, guys, if this is something that's going to help your campaign, it can make you be healthier, prevent disease, improve your outlook on life and your mood, make you sleep better, make you look sexier at some place social that you can meet people, you can plug your campaign when you're there. So all these benefits, why is everyone not just working out all the time? Why? There has to be a good reason. So let's talk about that for a second. I think that the main reason people are not working out regularly is because they don't enjoy it. Plain and simple. There's no other way of putting it. They just don't enjoy it. And so if you think about the image that comes to your mind when you think about a workout show on TV, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? It's really, really obese people totally killing themselves in a gym. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this. They're like crying, they're sweating, they're like screaming, "Rah!" Like everything's like so intense. And okay, so whatever, like this huge obese person loses a whole bunch of weight really fast. Well, you know what? Most of the time those people don't keep that weight off after the show. It's crazy. It's like sick. And then, so think about also, have you, like, say you're not that into exercise. I'm talking to folks that aren't that into exercise. Have you ever gone to a gym and, you don't know what you're doing, so they set you up with a personal trainer? And I've seen this a million times at different gyms. What does that person do with the personal trainer? Personal trainer kills them. They're like, push it harder, like all that stuff. And the person's like, I don't want to do this. Like, it's so stupid to me. So that's all that to say, like, I think that this is all wrong, guys. Like, totally wrong. And I'll give you my personal outlook here. I've never heard it talked about this way anywhere else, but I think I'm onto something. I shared this piece of advice with a friend, and it made a big difference in her life. So I'll just share that story with a friend. So she was a very obese person, very, very, very obese person. And quite frankly, didn't have much personal motivation to do a lot. Career-wise, friend-wise, I think she's probably mildly depressed or severely depressed. Anyway, but I love this person, really love her. And she would talk regularly about her body and being unhappy with it, knowing she needed to exercise because she understood the health benefits to it. But I never offered any advice, because I don't think it's, unless somebody asks me for advice, I'm not going to give them advice, especially when it's about their bodies. It's just, I don't go there. But she did ask for my advice, and here's the advice that I gave her. And I'll share it with you guys right now. The most important piece is to ease into something, especially a new workout routine like this. Why in the world would you ever, if you were starting say you're starting a new career on Wall Street as a trader, and you're trading very complex derivatives for Goldman Sachs. And you don't know anything about it. You really don't know anything about it. Maybe you watched some videos online that tried to give you like a 5-minute overview or something. And then they just throw you on the trading desk. Your phone is ringing all day long. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And you're losing money left and right. You don't know what any of this stuff is on the screens. You're sweating. You're stressed out. Well, how is that helpful? And most importantly, are you going to want to come back the next day and do that again? Never in a million years. So don't approach exercise like that. Like, it's that simple. It's really that simple. So let me get into the tips here of how to exactly execute on this. So how to start exercising and not hate it. So tip number 1, make the time. You have to have this on your schedule. We talked earlier about managing time, and how if something is a priority, it has to be on your schedule, and anything that you're going to do is going to need to be a priority because your schedule is going to be that packed. So tip number 1, you have to put it on your schedule, in writing on the schedule. Schedule it. Tip number 2, ease your way into it. That's what I was just saying. Ease your way into this. My friend that I was just talking about, she got winded very easily. I told you she was like a severely obese person. So I'm talking walking around the block. Like if we walked around the block fairly at a moderate pace, what for me would be not even my regular walking speed, but I'm a New Yorker, I walk pretty fast. She would be sweating and breathing pretty hard. So she was really out of shape. So if she was doing much at the gym, it was too much. Even a little bit was too much for her. So I recommended that she just go on the treadmill and set it to a speed that was very comfortable to work at. And then if she could incline it a little bit, and just to feel her heart rate just increase a little bit. That's it. That is it. And do that for like 20 minutes. That's it. And so that's all she did for the first couple of weeks. I told her, just do that for a couple of weeks. If you don't like the treadmill, then try one of the other machines to just get your heart rate up and be doing cardio. So I think she did try some other machines too, but it was mostly the treadmill that she was doing on incline. And when she felt comfortable, and this is a big part, when she felt comfortable to challenge herself a little bit more and move on a little bit to a little bit tougher challenge, then she did it. Only when she felt comfortable. But I told her, you don't stay in comfort. That's not the part. You have to be challenging yourself a little bit. And she understood that. She got that. You have to challenge yourself a little bit more. That's what this is about. But not the sort of challenge that's going to kill you to where you don't enjoy it. You have to enjoy it. And she did. She liked chilling on that treadmill and like walking some. She could catch up on the news, was up on TV screens or whatever. And so she would increase the incline a little bit so her heart rate would go up. And so she just continued to do that more and more, and she stuck with it. And I think exercise is still a part of her life. I know that she went on to do some other like big changes health-wise, and like physically she looks like a different person these days. I can't attribute that to myself, but maybe I helped to set her down that path. But she really did well with that recommended approach about easing into it. She said it was completely different than any time in the past when she had tried exercise routines. So that's tip number 2, easing your way into it. Tip number 3, treat yourself. I don't know if we have any Parks and Recs fans out there. Leslie Knope, one of my favorite people in the whole entire world. I know she's not a real person, but still love her. Love Leslie Knope. Reminds me of this girl. So tip number 3, treat yourself. So if you prefer to go to the gym, pick a really nice gym. I go to a super fancy gym, but that's because I go like almost every single day and I really enjoy it. And when I go there, it feels like I'm doing something special, that I'm treating myself to. And I know that I want to like make the most of my time and the money that I'm spending on it. So I recommend do the same for you. If you tell yourself, yeah, that place is really, really, really nice, but do I need to spend that extra like $15 or $20 per month on this thing that's already kind of expensive? I would say yes. If you think that you're going to enjoy the space more and you're going to utilize it more, then definitely go all out for it. Go to the one with the fancy towels and the Kiehl's lotion. If you work out at home, then or you're going to be setting up something at home to work out regularly, then spend a little bit of time. If you have a room set aside for it, once again, I live in New York. There's no way in hell that I would ever be able to set aside a room to work out in. Maybe if I sell some more of these courses, so tell your friends. But if you are able to set aside a room for it, then maybe put some fresh paint on the walls, put some posters up of stuff that you find inspiring. Maybe get yourself, if you're gonna have like a treadmill in there and you know you're gonna be mostly doing cardio, get a like nice new TV for the wall. But spend some time and make the space your own and make it someplace really nice that you're going to want to be in. Tip number 4 is to lift weights. This goes for guys, girls, everybody. Lifting weights changes your metabolism and just has health benefits that go on and on and on outside the gym. And I know that a lot of women think, oh, I don't want to lift weights. It's going to make me bulky. I'm going to have like big muscles. Trust me, that's not how it works. Like women that are bodybuilders, they're not just picking up some weights and lifting weights at the gym like you are. Like, hate to break it to you, it would take years and years and years of really hard training for you to be like looking like that as a woman. That biologically, you're different, and it's not going to happen like that. So don't worry about that for all you ladies out there. So lifting weights, it changes your metabolism, has a huge impact on your mood, and it really like boosts your body's ability to burn fat. And there's tons of studies out there about how like 30 minutes of lifting weights is completely different than 30 minutes of like cardio, and what an impact that has on so many different aspects of your own health. So that's my tip number 4. So all right, that does it for the exercise portion. I hope that you guys find some of this beneficial. And if you have any other tips or maybe you have a personal story about how you were not that into exercise, but you knew it was important, so you found a way to make it work for you. Why don't you comment in the notes over here down below? I'd love to hear any tips or tricks that you have for other members of this group about how you were able to establish a weightlifting routine. Not just weightlifting, sorry, exercise routine. Love to hear from you. So in summary here, guys, exercising, it puts you in a better mood. It combats diseases. It makes you look better and sexier in your clothes. You can meet people at the gym. You can campaign at the gym. It makes you sleep better. So if there was some drug out there that I said did all of those things and it didn't have any bad side effects, would you take that drug? I would take that drug. I would 100% take that drug. I'm looking for that drug right now. I want to call somebody up and have them bring it over to my apartment. I want to buy it from somebody sketchy at my door, and I want to take it right now. Or pick it up from the doctor, however you get drugs these days. Guys, it's really it's not even an open issue for me. If you are running for office, if you are embarking on any sort of journey in your life at all, if you're doing anything, if you have a job, if you're doing anything with your life, I guarantee you that regular exercise is going to help you. And it's not that you're sacrificing other things to work out and make time for that. No. Because working out and exercising provides the sort of mental focus and benefits that boosts all that other time that you need. This isn't a trade-off here. You must be exercising. I'm not going to entertain any other thought about this. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. If you're not exercising, I am not cool with you. You got to be doing some sort of regular exercise, especially if you're running for office. Okay, done. Off my soapbox about that. All done with that. Okay, so that does it for the exercise portion. Now let's dive into the nutrition section. Okay, back here in a regular shirt. It's a little chilly in my apartment, so that feels much better. Okay, so let's dive in and start talking about nutrition. So we'll just give a quick overview here. I know that we're all adults here and you signed up for a campaign course, so you're probably a little bit sick of hearing me talking about all this self-help stuff. So just run through some top tips here that I have about nutrition. So starting off here, it's a mindset. And really the mindset that I would like to share with you that's been really beneficial to me is to think about food being chemicals or food being a drug. So if you think about it, water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. Corn is made from, I don't know the chemicals that make up corn. But essentially everything, us, water, air, food, drugs, all of this stuff is made from chemicals. So if you're putting different chemicals into your body, they're going to have a different chemical reaction inside of your body. So that's the best way to think about it. So when you're putting food into your body, think about the chemical reaction that it is having. It's a really good mindset to approach all of this. And the big takeaway that I have here is that people should do their own sort of experimenting for foods that work best for them and ways of eating that work best for them. So just wanted to give a recommendation here for a way to do your own diet experimenting and figure out a diet that works well for you. And that's this program called the 131 Diet by Chalene Johnson. And I'm not affiliated with Chalene Johnson, other than I'm a fan of hers. She's a social media guru and a life coach and all sorts of stuff. It has a lot of great material out there. And she developed this diet plan, 131 Diet. And it's really about a test period followed by an observation period and a test period. And it allows people to experiment with different types of food and different types of schedules of eating that really start to work best for their body. So she has had tons of clients that have, of course, lost a lot of weight. So that's one thing. We talked about weight loss in the previous lesson. So she's had lots of people that have lost lots of weight, but then perhaps even more impressively, she's had tons of clients that have experienced huge decreases in pain and symptoms associated with chronic illnesses that they've had, or like chronic pain in their body, and people suffering from different illnesses and ailments that have caused a lot of pain in their life, a lot of discomfort, mental anguish. It has helped with a lot of that. So it goes back to this point, like where if you're putting chemicals into your body that don't react well with your body, then it's going to have a lot of effects throughout your entire life. So let's say you're allergic to Claritin, but you need to take allergy pills. If you're taking a Claritin every day, it's really going to have a terrible impact on your body. But if you're able to like have the tools and the education and the skills to be able to experiment and say like, oh, well, let me try taking Zyrtec, let me try taking Allegra, and then you realize like, oh my God, I can just take a Zyrtec every single day, and all of these, like, all this like pain and crap that was going on with me when I was taking that Claritin, it's gone. It's completely gone. So this is really like that. Like if, oh, I've been eating like eggs and turkey every day of my life since I was a child, and I never even thought that maybe I shouldn't. And then you do this experiment and you end up not eating eggs and turkey and you feel a million times better and you think, was that because of eggs and turkey? But I'm still super full. I eat like beef and chicken and fish all the time, but I still feel full and satisfied, but I'm slimming down and I don't have that like thing that used to bother me here and there. So it's that whole idea. So feel free to check that out. But the big takeaway here from me is to do your own experimenting and find what works for you. So speaking of your own experimenting and works well for you, I follow something called intermittent fasting, and that has been something that has really meant a lot to me, and it's changed a lot about me and my body. So basically what it is that I eat from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. and then from 10 p.m. until 2 p.m. the next day, I only have water and black coffee. So basically just 0 calorie intake from 10 p.m. at night until 2 p.m. the next day. So what you have is a 16-hour window where your body is completely fasted. You're only taking in water and black coffee, or you could do black tea, just anything as long as it's 0 calorie. I know that coffee has like a couple calories here and there or something. And it's called intermittent fasting. It's pretty popular. There's lots of different ways of doing it. It's something that has really been beneficial for me. And personally, I don't want to go into the details about it completely here, but it has really changed my life, my body, and I really love it. So if anyone wants to check that out, for me, it's something that's simple, and it keeps a lot of things in check for me when I'm getting kind of lazy and eating more junk food than I normally do or whatever. It really establishes this baseline that I can follow very simply to keep myself in check. And when you're running a campaign that's super hard and your mental power is elsewhere, you're focused on a lot of other things, having like rules in place that you can easily follow is really critical, at least for me. That's how I operate. So if I know my brain's gonna be all over the place and I can loosely make sure I'm not eating junk food all day and then just know that I can eat between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m., that's pretty good baseline. That's pretty good. So that's all I have for you for nutrition. As I said, we're all adults here, and you probably don't want to sit here and hear me tell you about like, well, you can have 2 peanuts at 3 o'clock and then make sure you eat enough apples. So I'm not going to do that. I hope this does end up being useful for you though. And looking forward to jumping into the last lesson of the chapter here. Actually, no, second to last lesson of the chapter. We'll talk about soul. So stay tuned and we'll jump right in.